Now, 2-3 years back, that was in 2018, I met a man who was telling me about the future. He was telling me one thing, that the church has 2 years to prepare, to do business, to make money, to save, because after that, it will not be possible. It will not be business as usual. I really did not understand, but a few weeks back I remembered this gentleman told me a lot of things, and this is the season we are in. So basically God had given him revelation about the times, the lockdowns, and the challenges that we're going through today. So today I want him to come onto this program. His name is Prophet. He's a prophet, he's a teacher, he's an author. He's called Emmanuel Lumonya. I want to host him today so that he can tell us what the mind of God is concerning our times. Because if he knew that we are going to go through this season of shaking, of lockdown, of restrictions, of not business as usual, suddenly God had told him much more, because he was telling me about us having gone through 7 years of plenty, which are ending this year. And then after that, similar to the situation of the times of Joseph and Pharaoh, we're going to go through 7 years of scarcity.
And like I've said in the beginning, God has always been moving. And he is now moving back to this continent of Africa. The hope of the world is going to be this continent. Much as people may not be able to see it clearly, much as we may not be able to see it clearly, but this is what the Lord has permitted me to know and see. Just like when Africa was a solution, the generation of Pharaoh and Joseph, it's the same way Africa is going to be. Just like we secured Joseph, just like we secured Moses, just like we secured Jesus, it's the same way we are going to do. And why is God remembering Africa? Whenever we do anything, whether evil or good, God keeps it in his books. And there will be a time when we pay for this. Now, as a continent, there are 3 great futures that God has permitted me to know why he's remembering this continent. When we secure the generation of Joseph and Pharaoh, we see that there was a famine in the entire world, but it was only in Africa where there was food. We see King Jesus being secured in this continent. We see the nation of Israel becoming a great people out of Africa. Those are the 3 key futures that God permitted me to know why he's remembering this continent. A few years ago, when Obama became the first black president in America, many people thought it was just a historical accident or historical happening, or it was just a political event, but it was a message for Africa. We all know, much as Obama is, former President of America, is a black American, we know he's a Kenyan, he's an African. He has an African descent. His rise to power, to become the leader of the greatest country in the world, America, was not a political event, it was a message for Africa. It was just simply saying, God has remembered Africa. And there is time for Africa to rise again. Today, when you look in history, most African countries are 50 years since their independence. 50 years means jubileo, time for remembrance, time to begin again. Another chance, another opportunity. When you see in Leviticus chapter 25, verse 11 to 16, it clearly tells you what 50 years means, what season we are in as a continent. It's not time for weeping, it's not time for remembering the past, it's not time to remember the colonization, slave trade. It's time to shake off all that negative history that we had, which we have now known why we had it. It's time to return back to God. Like in Nazareth we saw, Jesus was raised through Nazareth, but because they did not know their season of visitation, they did not pick the opportunity, they did not respond